Fire when ready.
Okay. We're talking tonight. I got the second most, maybe the third most hated Marine in the media. I'm saying James Carville, number one, with the pink hoodie, and he's a Marine. Then I'm going to put Dakota Meyer in there just because Dakota gets drunk and says stuff he shouldn't. And now I've got JT, the most hated Marine on Reddit. There was a video a couple of days ago, diming him out. JT, what's it like to be the third most hated Marine? Well, maybe fourth. Lee Harvey Oswald might be ahead of you. I don't know. Maybe through the passing of time, you might have passed him.
Well, I thought about it, and I had a lot of remorse. Then I tripled down on "fuck you." That's how I feel about it. Anybody who's on Reddit, or Reddit's a source for your documentation, you're on Reddit. You're posting stuff. It's got to be true, right? The Reddit guy posting how I'm a douche. It's got to be a real thing. Of course, it's got to be. Let's get serious for a second. What's one of the most popular Marine Corps movies? Full Metal Jacket, right?
Full Metal Jacket.
Why do people, young men to this day, they want that? They kind of want that abusive relationship with their military experience. They want that. They want Gunnery Sergeant Hartman as their drill instructor. Dudes still want that. I don't care if it's 1988 or if it's 2023. Guys want their metal tested, young men. So the product's the same. The core materials are the same deep down. Men want to be tested. You know, I'm sticking with men on this one. And you go to boot camp and you're not tested. And you're PTing with the girls, slowing down the runs. It's not, you can't use the same language because it's important. The same language used in football, when you played football in the high school you came from, you can't use in the Marine Corps. And what happens? You feel like, where's my Full Metal Jacket experience? I wanted that. I wanted to be hard. So every one of these young guys, I've seen it tens of thousands of times in the comment section, are yearning for that. And they get in, they're disappointed. Disappointed to go to pronoun classes. Disappointed. Now, I've said this 1,000 times on my videos. This generation, the later part of Gen Z and millennials, have been more tested than any other generation, see more combat than anybody else in history. Okay, in history. But you got to realize a small portion of those men saw combat, and we're not prepping them. If I didn't care, I'd talk about Ukraine nonstop, focus on that. What care would be prepping people the best of their ability, so if they never see combat, they never get deployed, which most don't. Their experiences, I got to test my mettle. That was a good time. It's like doing 2-a-days in summer football. Wow, I don't ever do that again. It's part of that experience. It's part of that path you go down. I was in deployment. This sucked. Oh, how's the military compared to the movies? Well, it's totally nothing different. You're sitting around doing nothing. Hurry up and wait. You're sitting on a flight deck. You're sitting on a ship, whatever. That's important. So if you look back, what do young men lust for? To be tested. What movies do they watch? They want to be tested. And they bring them a product, who's them, leadership, that's watered down. No shark attack. You know, don't yell. Your drill instructor may be mispronounced. We spent $4 million doing that. What is woke? Emma's got 2 moms. That worked out. And then you get people, I use Nikki for an example, that said, you know, he brings a video up, I'm the most hated guy, Marine, whatever the clickbait title was. Those same people, those young men that are bitter, that are probably even never served 1 second in the Marine Corps, wanted to be tested. That's why they did it. Now, if you go in to be a satellite technician, it's a little different. But if you go into the infantry, combat arms job, you want to be tested. Test your metal, you can do 1 pump, most like you can get out. So that is the sad reality for these guys. And I saw somebody in the comment section say, they're just upset they didn't have the same experience that older guys did. I can see that, because if I went in and I'm sitting there PTing with women, where 6 months before I was playing football with men, my coach was grabbing me by the face mask, spitting and yelling, saying, son, get your shit together. I'm going to smack you in the ear hole. Yep. Right? Saying that, taking the helmet off, smacking the you-know-what out of me. Now in the military, they're like, oh, the pronouns are zim, zer. You're like, what happened? This isn't what I signed up for. So there's a disconnect. You can say I'm disconnected, but the reality of what men have wanted since time immemorial, there's a test. They want to be tested, and they still want that. And they're getting it different ways. They're not getting, they're feeling left out, and they're walking around with firearms acting like D-bags. That's where I think this is going. It's deeper. And I don't know if I'm expressing my thoughts well enough or I'm capable of it. But when you see that, and people say, they use the meme, well, he's just saying the old Corps was different. Well, it's always different. But when you've watered it down, and those men wanted to be tested, those young men, and they don't get it. And it's harder at their soccer practice, at their high school, their boys' soccer practice, than as a boot camp at the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, whatever. They feel disappointed. They get bitter. They're not as well prepared if they do have to go to combat. And then what does everybody want to do now? They want to go SF of some type. Well, of course they do. Some want to train among men, right? Nothing wrong with women, but you get my point here.
Yeah.
They want to train among men. They want to say, hey, I need you to go over that wall with 90 pounds of kit on, and you're holding the 60, you're holding the saw. You carry that. Okay, I need you to get over that. There is no discussion. There's no, I can't do it. I can dead hang. That just doesn't work. We pretend we can, you don't play soccer with the girls when in physical events because there's a difference. I'll yield my time. But there's a lot of moving parts. When I hear this, though, and I saw the video, you sent it to me, and I go, oh, well, get some views off me. I don't care. I'm demonetized. But the source of Reddit, and I see that, and I go, therein lies the problem. People on Reddit commenting about people who do a video. You have to ask yourself, who are these people? Number one, it doesn't matter. If I didn't care, I'd say we're doing a great job. Keep going. Next time there is real conflict, good luck with the meat grinder. Good luck coming back when you haven't been well trained. You could get yelled at. You could get smacked in your ear hole. And you come back and you weren't mentally prepped at all. You can't mentally prep for getting shot at, but you can try to step your way there by stressing somebody out, by getting on their ass. They build up a little mental toughness, right? You don't do that, and they get thrown into a fire, and then we wonder why suicide rates are the highest levels ever in the military. I yield whatever time I got.
The thing I've got with this, trolling Reddit for comments, Marine comments, falls right after Magic the Gathering. If you go for Marine, it's right after Magic the Gathering. And that's the same kind of people that sit around drinking Gatorades and pissing in the bottles because they can't get up and walk away from their computer playing World of Warcraft. How many people, men, watched Full Metal Jacket before they went to boot camp? I don't care what branch of service you were in. You watched it before you went because you wanted to see what you're about to get into at whatever level or whatever branch. That's why it's probably one of the most popular movies ever. I think one of the most popular videos you made on your channel was Marine Reacts to Full Metal Jacket. The thing I learned in combat, and this was from a British Marine that I learned from him. He had a phrase, and he said, you get the most return fire when you're over the target. You get the most troll comments when you're over the target. If you're in left field wandering around licking the windows, nobody cares about you because you're on your own. Nobody cares. But as soon as you call out somebody or you bring things to the attention, it pisses them off. The fastest way to piss off anyone is tell the truth. If I got on here and lied about you, you would laugh and not give a shit, right? But if you speak the truth, that's where you've stepped on somebody's toes, or for some of these, quote, Marines on Reddit, you've stepped on their slippers, right? You've stepped on the Chance Johnson slippers, or Emmett down in San Antonio getting his, top surgery, or Dylan with his beer can. You're stepping on toes because you're speaking reality, and these people are disconnected from reality. And I find it amazing that a legitimate YouTube channel with 150,000 plus subscribers would go to Reddit to try to find comments to make a video. I don't know where the moral compass is there, but feeding the trolls on Reddit is not where I get any legitimacy from. I don't think I've ever been to Reddit until after I watched that video, and I was like, man, I got to go find this shit. Somebody's spewing some real hatred about JT. What the hell's going on? And even then I couldn't find it. And then I read his comment, or read the comments on his video, and he was getting ratioed on his own video for spewing BS. And
well,
I'm
the fascinating part about all this is, if you're fighting with a guy on YouTube that you don't like, because he's out of touch, okay, the battles, let's say you are a Reddit Marine, you've lost the battle. Because guess what? The people in charge of you in Congress haven't spent a day. They hate you. They deplore you. They won't give a nickel extra. They'll give you a 2% raise when the cost of inflation has gone up 20%.
They gave themselves an 11% raise.
When you're worried about a guy on YouTube and you're on Reddit and you're rage typing, you have lost the battle. If you spend time in the Marine Corps, you are done. You are walking your way right into your own demise, and you'll sit there and you won't say anything. And it's fascinating. Let's just assume these guys spend time in the Marine Corps. It's fascinating to watch people. We talked about this in other videos. The vets just tear each other down. And I see this and I go, do you realize who the enemy here is, who's disconnected? The Secretary of the Army saying, I don't know what woke means. after they had Emma's two moms. Can't remember his name, the general in the Afghan withdrawal, the Marine general who says,
Yeah.
If you don't know who the enemy is, you're missing the point. I can't make that more clear. But they have the wage slaves fighting with each other, and they laugh about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, here's a video of this guy. And it's not about Nikki. It's not, but they're just doing it. Look at them fighting amongst each other. It's so cute. They'll eat each other alive over nothing. And it happens just in this context. This one means nothing. It happens in the bigger context of we have the poor whites fighting with the poor blacks over white. You know, the list, it goes on and on. It's a theme. It's not this specific example, but it's ideal they have us doing. I yield my time, but tell me what you guys think on the Nikki video. I thought it was fun. I actually, the comment section is good. I mean, you don't do anything on YouTube without people hating on it. If you're not getting hated on, you're not doing anything. But at the end of the day, everyone don't give a fuck. Sorry.